It's lovely to have you here, and I'd love to take you on this little talky tour of the Morgan Le Fay Mystery School Avalon Priestess training, just so you know what it's all about. And you can have me, Demelza Fox, the creatrix of the program, talking you through what happens. So let's dive in. Oop, press the right button, Demi. Good job. So I just want to welcome you. The Avalon Priestess training is all about training you up as a modern day Morgan Le Fay. That's my true obsession and schooling you in the arts of the priestess. So you are learning specific priestess skills that are going to serve you in all of your life going forwards and in all of your spiritual development. So we can rebirth and reweave the way of the ancient sisters who once lived on the ancient isles, the sacred seers and priestesses and devotees and folk who lived in honor and delight and communing with the goddess every single day. This training is for people who feel the call of Avalon in their heart and the stir of the priestess in their soul. And at the end of this training, it's a year-long training, you have the opportunity to join me in Glastonbury Avalon and honor all your hard work because it's going to be a big transformative year, babe, by initiating as a sister or priestess of Avalon. And you get to choose. I'm not in charge of how or what I don't want to say rank, but what you are and what you feel your path is. If you feel you're called to the path of the priestess, we're going to support you get there. If you feel like you're training in these arts of Avalon because you just want to train in the arts of Avalon, we'll get you there too. And this weekend is just, so delicious, so fun, so juicy. It's a true pilgrimage into the heart of where so many of us know we belong. And we've had, I think, over 50 people take this program so far, and it's been utterly, utterly transformative for every single one. It's deep, it's rich, it is no nonsense, it is practical, and it is beautiful. Ugh, it's a good training. I'm proud of it. So let's go behind the scenes, see what actually happens. And by the way, this picture, um, Avalon, the tour in the background is, alas, a sneaky little Photoshop just to make it cool. It would be awesome if the um, Glastonbury tour was that huge. So, Morgan Le Fay, let's start there. Morgan Le Fay is our inspiration at the heart of Mystery School. She is the forgotten, modern, who even knows? She's a shape-shifting goddess who is the Queen of Avalon, who is the high priestess of all high priestesses. She is a psychopomp, she is a shadow worker, she is a challenger and deep initiator within the Celtic tradition. And she is a queen, goddess, and spirit guide. She is the heart of Avalon. When we think of the Lady of the Lake, the Lady of Avalon, usually we're thinking of Morgan Le Fay or one of her many different faces. So she is at the heart of our mystery school. She is strong, she is badass, she is wise, and as soon as you step in through the gates of mystery school and go through our very first ceremony, you are calling her in to help you in your life bring yourself into alignment with the way of the priestess. If you want to learn how to be a priestess, if you want to learn how to be a priestess of Avalon, this is the goddess you want to work with. And because she's the goddess we want to we work with her Wheel of the Year. So in Mystery School, we follow the Celtic Wheel of the Year. And as we go through the different seasons, we are working with a different face of Morgan Le Fay. So we can learn all the different skills of a potent priestess. As I said, Morgan, she knows what it takes. Each season is 6 weeks long, and in those 6 weeks, we will spend 5 of them doing lessons. So I send out a weekly lesson every Monday, and usually it is a PDF guidebook. So you have something to read and print out and get your fingers on if you like. We have 5 weeks of lessons and then 1 week rest week. Yeah, because rest is a very important part of every single spiritual journey. And also, staying caught up with things is not my super magical skill when I'm taking classes. So I thought, and it has been really lovely to have a week at the end of every season where you can catch up and just get everything done that you wanted to get done before we move on. So every season you get those weekly lessons, you get at least two weekly guidebook, you get at least two guided meditations, Sabbats, we have an online ceremony, an online workshop, an online herbcraft circle, and an online sister circle. There's lots going on. You're super supported. Plus every month, every season we have bonus stuff. So these bonuses can include extra workshops from history classes, guest speakers, and learning about Morgan Le Fay as a mermaid or what the beekeeping priestesses get up to and that kind of stuff. And how to make friends with crows, which to be honest is it's all of our life path to end up being the old woman who has crows that bring us stuff. So we get you started on the things that matter. We also study herbcraft as part of our curriculum here at the Morgan Le Fay Mystery School because we know that the ancient priestesses of Avalon worked with herbs. They were herb witches, they were healers, and we are carrying on the ancient priestess traditions that we know we can carry on. Yeah. So we have a dedicated herb lesson each season with our professor, Suzanne O'Gara. She's a cutie. She lives in Massachusetts and she runs a herbcraft and tea shop online and has a part of a physical store. And we learn to work with these herbs medicinally. So you're learning actual herbcraft herbalist techniques and building up your medicine cabinet and your potions cabinet, and medically and medicinally and magically and spiritually. So all of it. Yeah. We also do this because Morgan Le Fay was a healer priestess, and it is mentioned hundreds and hundreds of times, maybe that's an exaggeration, over and over, that she was the best person at working with herbs and she could heal anything and also she could curse and poison anything with herbs. So she knows the whole spectrum, so we carry on her tradition. And also as part of our herbcraft curriculum every year, we have something called the Guardian Herb Project. So around the start of December, we begin putting out feelers for our Guardian Herb project, and this is where Suzanne intuits a special herb for each of you to work with through the year. And this is a herb that will be your specific plant ally that you can work with medicinally, that you can research and play with spiritually. So you have a direct link to one of the herbs um, it will be a herb that we aren't working with within the curriculum. It'll be just for you personally. So we have a deeper connection to the earth through a plant ally and spirit. It's very cool. I got rose in my first year, and that was the most delicious journey. So, are you ready to see what you're gonna learn if you come into mystery school? We're gonna go through all those cool little sections on the wheel. Ta-da! So we start with shadow season. Soon as we begin in the very end of October, we dive right in and learn some of the most useful skills we're going to learn. This is stuff you need. And when a priestess doesn't have these skills, oh my gosh, mess, chaos, and we don't want to go there. So that's why we teach you how to do this. So we connect with the energy of dark goddesses and we learn what that dark goddess title means. I'm doing the finger quotes here. And we learn how to alchemize our shadow. And our shadow is the part of us that we can't see. The things about us and our behaviors and our beliefs and our thoughts and the way we see the world that we cannot see. Yeah. It's also the things about us that we don't like and are often repressed or hidden away back in the deep recesses of our witch mind. So we learn how to hold our dark mirror of shadow season up to ourselves and see the things we don't want to see. Yeah. And we learn how to transmute these things. And this looks like transmuting our, let me have a thinky. This looks like transmuting our being stuck in a place, let's say in a job that you hate, but not being able to get out of it, going into the root causes of why we're stuck there through our own subconscious and our own magic, and being able to shift that so this part of your life can shift. So when we do shadow work, it is both to help us be more excellent spiritual people. So we're not just running around the world accidentally being a butthole to everybody around us, because we all do that sometimes. That's the spiritual journey, right? We don't know how much of an asshole we're being until we look back later. And also on the spiritual journey, change is always, or usually, all change, all transformation is usually a little bit inelegant. So it's okay if we mess up a bit. That's what happens. So we are learning this shadow stuff to help our own spiritual journey. So we will know how to get through any obstacles that come up when we fall into a dark night of the soul, when we are betrayed by a teacher or a sister that we love, when we are facing something difficult. We know how to get through that. If we're someone that tends to get stuck in the underworld, we're going to learn how to get out of it. And it's also so that if we get stuck in a place in our lives, we can do the energetic and spiritual work to shift it. So we're not stuck in that dead end job that we don't want. We're not stuck only attracting partners who are really bad for us. And we're not stuck in the same cycle of, I don't know, overpaying for your water bill. I don't know. So we work these magic. It's very, very important. So useful. And we get to play with the dark goddesses and gods of Avalon. And we get to understand the history of Avalon as the Isle of the Dead. And we also get to play with mugwort, yes, and study herbs of sleep and psychic powers. Super cool. As soon as we move into just gone December, we shift into High Priestess season because we celebrate the High Priestess part of Morgan Le Fay at midwinter, which is in the Avalonian Wheel of the Year. I trained in Avalon at the Glastonbury Goddess Temple, is associated with the element of air. We talk about this a lot in the training. So, as we shift into High Priestess, we're really connecting with Morgan Le Fay as High Priestess of Avalon, and we're working that priestess energy big style. Yeah, so we're really, really anchoring that archetype of the priestess, which is awesome. It's so delicious. This is the season where everybody realizes, oh, hey, I've been running around like a headless chicken for my entire life, and there was an option not to do that. It's very magical. So, High Priestess season is all about working with the mysteries and the priestess specific skills of devotion and presence and energetic alignment. Because priestess stuff is very energetic, right? So, in High Priestess season, we learn a lot about we learn and implement, that's the most important bit, a lot about how to shift our consciousness and shift into priestess consciousness and get those priestess superpowers of clarity and peace and calm and feeling like everything's going to be okay, which is super useful at this time of year because it's crazy, crazy Christmas time where we all have to deal with our families and shopping and going to the supermarket when everyone's insane. It's a really great time of the year to do this. We also get to do the history stuff, studying the history of ancient Celtic priestesses and just having a great time. But we also get to really dive into our own personal, unique priestess blueprint because everyone's here to be a different kind of priestess, right? We're not all here to be, oh, I am clad in blue, I am high and mighty, I am so wise, I only speak wisdom and I only eat organic food and my hobbies are reading spiritual texts. We don't need 100,000 priestesses in the world like that. We need some priestesses who are um, all sorts of things. We need priestesses who are artists, we need priestesses who are writers, we need priestesses who can tell the dirty jokes. We need all the spectrum. So we have a very, very cool technique we use in High Priestess season to figure out what your kind of unique priestess energy and flavor is. It's so important. It's so good. It helps you know what you're here to be, so you have a compass, so you don't get stuck in other things. It's brilliant. As we move through High Priestess into January, we shift into Sister Season, ready to celebrate Imbolc on the 2nd of February. So Morgan Le Fay and many of the goddesses of Avalon work as sisters and shapeshifters. They shapeshift in and out of each other very, very confusingly. And they go around in teams and groups. We don't have like in the Arthurian myths, we have a lot of women pit against each other in competition. And that is because they are specifically distorting this sacred sisterhood team togetherness. And we've lived through many, many, many hundreds and thousands of years of misogyny and patriarchy trying to establish dominance through violence and split our connection and communion with each other and the earth. So, Sister Season is about healing that. It's about beginning to see our own sister wounds. It's about doing magic and ritual to call in our sisterhoods and in a community. And it's also about learning how to supercharge your connection and communion with the goddess and the world around you. Yeah, so a big part of being a priestess is that you're never alone. So we really work this in sister season. We're also working with really understanding how we are connected to everything on this earth. And we do some very cool medicinal herbcraft stuff as well, which is great. Sister season, shifty, misty, shape moving-y, is also our season of divination and our season of oracle. So we study that a little bit as well, and we are really pulling from this one goddess who is many goddesses, who is no goddesses, who is one. Oh, the shifting eternal mystery of doing stuff with Avalon goddesses. What are they doing? Who even knows? They do what they like. So, after Sister Season, which is really potent and really powerful and is the last of our deep dives into a lot of shadow work. So, Sister Season can be a bit tough, but it's like, it's good for you, tough. Yeah, it's so good for you. We move into Enchantress Season, which is play and magic, because on the path of a Priestess of Avalon, we have to study magic. It's kind of a non-negotiable. I'm sorry, anyone who disagrees with me can fight me and I will win because magic is so intrinsically built in with the legends of Avalon and was a part of the Druids and the Bandrai and all the ancient priestesses. So we learned some magic. So we're going to practice some traditional skills of magic and witchcraft that allow you to manifest and shape your life according to your will. Now, magic is a prerequisite for a priestess of Avalon, but you don't have to do witchy spell crafting stuff if that's not your vibe. Manifestation works. We work with techniques that we can play with that help both of these things really, really, really work. And one of the most important things about Enchantress season is this piece of will, choice, and desire. So we're really going to work our reconnection and reclaim our will, our desire, and our right to exist, man, our right to be here and take up presence in the world. Because so often we're so guilty about existing, right? So we're going to play with reading tea leaves. We're going to play with tea spells. We're going to learn all kinds of stuff, and we're going to have loads and loads of fun while we learn all about the ancient magicians and sorceresses and the secret encoded magical teachings in the Arthurian stories. So freaking cool. Then we rock around to Fairy Lover season at Beltane. Where Enchantress season is learning about magic and using magic, Fairy Lover season is being the magic. Of course, Fairy Lover season, we learn a lot about fairies. We amplify our efforts and ability to connect with that fairy kingdom and rely on our unseen community to support our lives and in deep, deep respect and love of Avalon. We don't necessarily need anything from the fairy beings, but we need to honor and respect them because that's what you do as a priestess of Avalon. And then we are working with fairy energy and magic, the deeper, deeper truth of what magic is, working some very cool magic tricks like glamour and honey spells. And we start to really, really connect with the sacred sexual undercurrent of Avalon. It's there. It's big. It's sexy. It's delicious. It's yummy. This is my season. This is where I like to be all the time. Oh, so I can't wait. And also, we learn some cool dances too because I'm a dancer and this is the perfect time to play. And we also study a lot about rose and make beauty potions and oh, delicious. We walk around into healer season for the midsummer solstice. And from here on, everything gets very dreamy and floating on a beautiful river of joy kind of energy. We did the hard bit. We did the winter. The winter's the hard bit. We're in the bright half of the year. So for this season, we work with the magic and the myth of the Lady in the Lake, of the mermaids, of the well maidens. We study the sacred springs of Avalon. We study what it means to work with sacred water. We work with the specific myth of the Arthurian stories, which heals the rift between the masculine and the feminine and this healing harmony that we call in. And we do a whole bunch of herb stuff. Yes, because in the Western Hemisphere, we are, well, the Northern Hemisphere, we are in high summer, which means herbs are out and about, loud and proud, and we can go find them. We can pick them and we can pickle them and put them into wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, delicious healing potions. Healer season is yummy and it's a coming home for those of us who know that we're here to be as chalice bearers of the goddess. After healer season, we come round to mother season. The great, beautiful, rich, golden energy of Avalon. Here we're really connecting with goddess as Avalon, as the land, really anchoring finally into that deep love and trust with the goddess. Yeah, and feeling like she's at our back every single day. You know how that I know when I was younger, and one of the things I really desired about being a priestess was that just peace and trust and knowing that the goddess is with you. This is what we can access now. We've been through those 9 months already of mystery school. We are able to actually get to that place of deep devotion, being deeply supported and deeply loved by the great goddess. And as we do this, we're working with our herbal allies to help us combat stress. We're working with adaptogens. We're working with our girl motherwort, which is this herb in the side who looks a bit, she's a crazy herb. She's great. And we connect with mother goddesses of the ancient lands and we rest. We allow ourselves to enjoy life. Oh, it's delicious. And then our final season, as autumn begins to sneak around in September, it's queen time, baby. Ooh, this is delicious and big. Queen is all about power. And in the Avalonian kind of pantheon of goddesses and gods, the sovereign, the queen goddess is so important. She is the holder of spiritual power and feminine power. And for Morgan Le Fay, my girl, she is all about power, stepping into your power, having power, wielding power, what it's like to wield power within a patriarchal system, how the knights in the patriarchal system reacts to a woman with a lot of power, yeah? It's all about power. So we're gonna work on connecting with that archetype of the queen. So we are living her in our body. Yeah. So we understand how to shift out of any victimhood or princessing and shift into superpowered queen. We're going to learn how to create boundaries without shrinking or feeling like a big old bitch. We're going to snap out of victim mode and into full empowerment. Empowerment is not a word I like because it means nothing, but here we're shifting into full, oh, I've got this energy. Yeah. And we're going to reclaim our responsibility as a joy rather than a burden. We're going to do ritual around that because that's some heavy, heavy stuff. Yeah. And we get to prepare our winter medicine cabinet so we can be healthy and happy for the whole winter long. And of course, at the end of the year, on the 25th, 26th, and 27th of September, you can come to Avalon with me. Woohoo! And spend 3 days in the magical town of Glastonbury in Somerset and initiate as a priestess of Avalon on the ancient and holy ground of the Isle of Apples, this sacred place that has been holy for thousands and thousands of years, that holds the energy. It's one of the portals of the energy of Avalon where it shines so strongly. You'll come with me to Avalon and enter into in-person ceremony, which is always 100 times better than online ceremony, even though our online ceremonies are pretty fucking excellent. Yeah. You get to perform ceremonies under the moon on top of the tour. You get to reclaim your power and hold the sword of Avalon. You get to receive personal oracles from Morgan Le Fay. You get to initiate as a priestess. You get to create your own anointing potions and you get to submerge yourself in the energy of this amazing, amazing place. It's a true pilgrimage to the energy of Avalon, so that even if you live far away and you desire to do this, it is optional. You can come on pilgrimage and connect with the energy of Avalon in the land where she is anchored. Yeah, where her stories and energy and her legends live. So freaking cool. Oh, look, here we are having a great time. Oh, it's so nice just walking the land, being with the plants, and everyone who comes is always saying, oh my gosh, it's like coming home. It's just a complete homecoming. Oh, I love it. So here at the Mystery School, we're super passionate about Avalon. We're not about just training you to like the goddess or to, oh, you do a, this is the full moon and this is what the full moon means, or, oh, this is Samhain and this means this. We know you already know that stuff. Yeah. We're not interested in teaching you stuff you already know. We're interested in teaching you how to be an embodiment of the energy of Avalon. Yeah. How to live this stuff. Yeah. Someone who lives their lives encoded with Avalonian energy. Because our actual true um, desire is to initiate and activate people who are living pillars of Avalon. Because Avalon doesn't exist in the physical realm anymore, if it ever did. I'm not convinced it did. Our job as Avalon priestesses is to be a living gateway, a living temple of that. And we do that by living the arts and values and skills of Avalon and just shining that in our interactions with everyone. That's what we're about. Yeah. We're not about playing priestess, we're about living it. And we work with Morgan Le Fay because, let's be real, she's the coolest. And Morgan Le Fay is the goddess of, she's kind of a bit of a rebel goddess. She gives you permission to be more you, to find your specific path of priestessing. And as I always say with Morgan Le Fay, she's always very, very, very interested in you. I mean, the biggest offering you can give her is your commitment to do your spiritual work. Yeah. That's what she cares about. Do the work. She's happy. And Morgan Le Fay wants you to be what you were born to be. And we're not all born to be the same thing, right? We're all born with specific personalities and energies and likes and dislikes. And she just wants you to do your biggest you. So if your biggest you is to open up a horse sanctuary and rescue horses and love them and braid their tails, she's going to want you to do that. If your deepest desire and truth as a human being on this earth is to make jewelry with amethyst stones and sell it to celebrities, she's going to get you to do that. If your deepest and truest expression of self is to be the grumpy old lady who lives in the cottage at the end of the road in the village, who shakes her fists at children and pops footballs when they jump over her hedge into her garden, she wants you to do you. Yeah? We're no cookie cutter princesses here. We're not all aiming for some white light and love. Oh, I'm so good. No, we want you to be you. And this isn't like other Avalon trainings that I have experienced or seen around in the world. We're really focused on teaching the inner skills of the Avalonian priestess while really, really, really getting smart about what Avalon is, what isn't, what is the historical basis for this, what is channeled, um, what is channeled, what is historical, and what is somewhere in the in-between. This is the only one I know of still that holds Morgan Le Fay at the very explicit heart of our trainings. It's one that has a comprehensive shadow work training and toolkit, which is Ascension. The only one I know that holds herbalism as part of the curriculum, and it's extremely grounded and focused on the practical life application of priestessing. We want you to be cool priestesses, yeah? We need to be a badass. So, are you ready to come and train with us as a priestess of Avalon? We'd love to have you if this is what's calling to you. So, if you join us in Avalon Priestess Year, you get these 8 powerful modules, these 8 seasons. So that's Shadow Season, High Priestess, Sister, all of those guys. to align you with the energy of Avalon and to teach you the skills. You get lifetime access to the course, and if you choose to come, there is a 3-day retreat in Glastonbury. We also have a super fancy level if you're a bougie bish and you want to have personalized mentorship from me and a lot more support from Suzanne. So in the Rose mentorship level, you get the whole Avalon Priestess training thing, and you get to come to our own day 3-person retreat, 3-day in-person retreat, but you also get 12 mentoring calls with me. So that would be 8 personalized priestess rituals that take us deeper into the initiations of Morgan Le Fay during the year. There's only so much we can do in a team group thing. So if you want to go really hard and really deep, you can do that with me. And it also includes 4 calls with me about whatever the hell you fancy, boo, whatever's happening in your life. You also get to join us for a full group VIP day in Glastonbury. So you get to spend all day with me and your other Rose VIP people doing work specifically created to help that small circle. And you get a full anointing ceremony with me in Glastonbury. Yeah. So when you come, we'll book you in, we'll get you a whole anointing ceremony. It's like a 2-hour full thing to initiate you into the next level. And you also get some herbal services from Suzanne, of course. Why wouldn't you? You get a private herbal consultation. You get tarot card reading, which is real good. You get your herbal supply kit and sample teas from Alchemy of Avalon. So you're all set. You don't have to buy anything to complete our Herbcraft curriculum. Suzanne's going to send it to you. Easy peasy. Yeah. So let's talk investment. How much does it cost to come do this bad boy? So the value of Mystery School is mad. It's like 7 grand for just the basic year. And the value of Rose Level is over £10,000. But if you want to join us, it's not early bird pricing, crazy times. The pricing is £2,777 for the whole year. We do have a payment plan, which is a deposit of 555, then 12 payments of 186 good English pounds. What does that transfer into in American money? Let me think. I think 2777 is around 3,500-ish American dollars. Yeah. So it's around that pricing American dollars wise. If you want to join us for the VIP Rose mentorship, there are 2 options. You can pay in full, which is around 45, which is £4,500. So that is £4,500. I'm thinking that's probably around using my American maths brain, that's probably around 5,300, 5,400 US dollars. Or there is a payment plan option. Yay! So you can do it in payments throughout the year. So those are our options. It would be absolutely wonderful if you wanted to come join us. If you want to come initiate an Avalon, that is a little add-on. If you register for the initiation when you sign up for the program, it's £222. I think that's around $260 for the whole 3 days of magic. And if you're not sure about it, you can add it on a bit later in the year, but the price will probably be about, I don't know, a little bit higher, maybe like 30 quid higher, just to like equal it out. And if you joined us today, this is what would happen next. Well, you would join us, you'd click the button, you'd pay, you'd be all happy, you'd get the little video of me saying, "Hi, welcome," and then you get access to our welcome portal with all our preparation guidebooks and meditations. You're going to learn about the history of herbalism, get a good old grounding in Morgan Le Fay and Avalon stuff, so you're ready to roll when the course begins on the 27th of October, 2025. You'd also get access to my 2 little mini mystery schools, Summer Studies and Dark Moon Studies, so you can play with them while you wait for the class to begin if you just can't possibly wait. So yeah, that's our magical mystery school. I would love to chat to you about this if you're tempted and would like to make sure it's the right class for you. I know there's loads of options in priestess training these days, and I want to make sure you get into the right place for you. So you're more than welcome to book a call with me. Hi, I'm Demi, and I'm here for your calls. You can book a chat if you just scroll down a bit onto the page, and we can have a little talk for 20 minutes or so, just to make sure that this is the place that aligns with your values and what you want to be as a modern day priestess. And if I could think of somewhere else that would be better suited for you, I'll push you that way. So yeah. Thank you so much for coming and learning about Morgan Le Fay Mystery School. We would absolutely love to have you with us if you would like to join. Sending you so much love and thank you for being with me in this presentation.